I love him in Fate Zero where he's like, "Who gave you permission to look up at me?" Like God.
And can I have your permission to start the podcast now?
Yeah.
Ding! Start the clock! Hello and welcome to dia.log, the Gaming Matters podcast, episode 16. Well, you guys might not know what's happening before we pull out the curtains, but it was a roller coaster ride. Thank you, Windows 10.
Yeah, Windows 10.
And partly Discord as well. But still, never mind about that. It's starting. So, before we move on, let's introduce we introduce ourselves. First, the panelists. Today we have one Amirul.
Jeepers, guys! Hello.
Now I know the beat. And next we have Daniel.
Hello.
And of course, the other one, which sounds very different, Anan.
Hello.
Oh, clear gila.
And last but not least, I'm your host, Amirul Macronos Ashraf. Okay, that sounds terrible. But, let's.
Trying too hard.
And that's what you got when you try to differentiate yourselves too much. Let's just be honest, guys. Let's just be honest. It's been what I saw in the docket is a lot of things that we need to go through, and I don't think we have enough time to go through most of it, but we'll try anyways. So, okay, you guys are all ready with the flow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and no, there's more editions. Oh, okay, never mind. Let's start with we start strong with the Wam Power Hour. So wow, what do you have to bring? What do you have? What are you bringing to the table this episode?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So, Kill Team update first of all. Played a 1v1 of Kill Team and won my first game in the entire league. I'm no longer in how many thousand games I've played. It turns out when your mission is kill the enemy team's leader, and your leader has the ability to fly up walls. Very, very helpful for like outrunning a bunch of droids. And the Roomba squad shot down my opponent's combat specialist. So one win, like 5 losses and 1 draw.
Now
That's
that,
normal.
take that 1 W with pride. That 1 W is worth it.
Exactly.
Basically like footballer. You're the lower team macam. Yo, that win is so valuable.
I'm the Chicago Cubs of Kill Team.
That's a
Is it
good.
the Cubs or the Browns? I can't
the Cubs.
remember. Cubs, yeah.
Not the Bulls, right? We talking different sport, eh?
Yeah, it's different sports.
Okay, so good. How many people are participating in that particular Kill Team League?
I think like 20 or something like that. It's quite a bit.
Okay, and you are standing on at the lower tier. Or?
Oh yeah. I am, because I don't experiment, so I don't play with like too many strangers. I usually just play with my one friend. And then on top of that, like I'm not very anal about how I play. So like I'm not like this positioning and argue about stuff. I'm just like yeah, sure. But my 2 specialists on my team are now level 2. I had to lose 1 Roomba so I could keep affording them.
Well, cross that for. Remember the combo meal episode? Well, cross that 1 Roomba out. Rip Roomba.
It's okay. Now I have 3 Roombas, but 2 level 2 specialists, which are really freaking good.
Finger looking good. Well, we're moving states now.
So, the next thing on this is I recently discovered that through the power of just random YouTube searches, one, that Persona Q2 is not out yet. I thought it came out a while ago. Turns out it's not. Turns out it only comes out in Japan in November
Yes.
with no English release formally announced yet.
Yes.
And that makes me really sad because I just need my Persona 5 fix. Please. Please, Atlas. I already have the 3DS. And I don't know if you've seen it, but they just released like the opening cutscene not cutscene, the intro for Q2.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good. Like, it's so jazzy. And lots of like sweet crossover stuff. So if you're not aware, Persona Q2, the Persona Q series are like crossover spin-offs of the Persona games. So you have like
cinematic crossover.
you have the protagonists of P4 and P3, both P3 protagonists, by the way. So yeah, that's really cool. And there's some art. I don't know where it's from, but it's like part of the game where the P4 and P5 protagonists fight each other because one of them's a cop and the other's a thief. And I think that's really cool.
Alright.
Yeah.
After that, I was like, oh, okay, it's fine. Like, it's just one game that's only out in Japan. Then YouTube sent me a link for Fate Extra Link or Extella Link, I guess.
Oh, that game.
It's a
That's
Fate Muso game. It's a Fate Muso game.
Wait, you haven't heard of Extella yet?
I'd only just started, like, my horrible descent into Fate Hell has only reached the part where I'm like, I need to play a Fate video game now. And how you know it's a Fate Muso game is cause Lu Bu is in it.
Oh, freaking Lu Bu!
He's Berserker class.
Freaking Lu Bu. God bless him.
Yeah, man. Lu Bu. Who else is in it? A bunch of the Stay Night characters like Gilgamesh and Medusa are all in it as well. No Jack the Ripper. She is not in the game.
Nah, she's one of the newer tier girls.
Tapi there are Apocrypha characters though. Astolfo and Karna are in the game.
Yeah, I think J.F. is pretty new because she just entered like Fate. Baru masuk Fate Apocrypha, which is the newest one. So
yeah, tapi Astolfo also. So did Astolfo and Karna, and they're in Extella Link.
That ataupun the game director doesn't like that director.
Probably lah. There's not that many heroes in the games, like 16, I think. Tapi Buff Dad Iskandar is in the game. So
yeah.
Buff Dad Iskandar. Man, now I need to find someone named Iskandar and call him that. It'll be just what the heck?
Make sure it's a bodybuilder, or you'll be very awkward.
No, that's the point.
Or you'll just sound mean. You'll just sound mean by calling him Buff Dad Iskandar. Well,
I swear to God, it's a reference. It's a funny reference. I swear. And just go on that corner sulking. You monster.
Anyways, we'll talk more about this topic later in the show, but I should also mention, I guess I should address this, that we put out a feature the other day. Well, I put out a feature in which I was criticized for using some not so good language in the title. So this seems to be a recurring theme where I'm told that I can't just respond to everything with a cuss word. So if you're watching this video on YouTube, you'll see that my name is now SFW, because now I'm safe for work.
That's the point. I was thinking for so long. Come on, it's not going to be Street Fighter Wam. That's stupid. I don't think Wam's into that much about that.
That
That makes much more sense.
So I'm family friendly now, guys. Oh, gee. It turns out Fate Extella Link doesn't come out until next year for the West. So, fingers crossed that
The-
we get some good DLC. Also, Umu Lord is in Extella Link.
Umu.
Umu. So, speaking of games that are totally safe for work, Daniel, what about GTA Online?
Oh,
Now
boy,
that's
yeah,
a
right.
sweet move.
So, wow, I
Super
was taken
sweet.
back.
No, I was not prepared at all. It was not in the show
Well,
notes. But sure, GTA Online. It is already 5 years, eh?
Yep, 5 years old of the most lucrative thing, lucrative mode.
Entertainment product.
Yes, or the entertainment product in the world.
Developers
For me,
hate this one trick.
make a good game.
They monetize the heck out of it.
Uh,
So,
So I did a feature last on Monday, and it gotten like 20 reviews. Thank you so much for those who read to my very awful 20 hour session. So I'm just gonna put it a bit more and say
okay.
that in the final few pages I did skim on a bit of the details because it's a funny story. Because
Haha.
I actually met I think it's fair to say that I've met a Arabian sugar daddy in a way
Oh god.
in
Oh,
GTA. Because if you are friends with me on PSN, you know my name is Nora Kimi, which can be a guy or a girl name.
no, it's totally a girl name at first glance.
It's totally a girl name, yeah. So
I mean, sure, you
I
can say
also
Kimi is a guy name, but Nura Kimi, it sounds feminine, man. You're totally
yeah.
making this this setup.
So yeah. So I was doing the the daily grind doing the missions, and then like this Arabian guy just there's in the game you can text people so hey, do you want to make $1 million? And who doesn't want to make $1 million for basically free?
Huh.
So
Is it a money laundering scheme? Because
no
I've
no no
heard.
no no,
Okay,
we
no.
did all of the doomsday.
Uh huh. No. Losing you, Daniel. You did the doomsday thing. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, okay. Well, Daniel's feeling up. I just want to say about the money laundering thing because in the early years of GTA Online, I remember that my brother, who is really not addicted, but you can say he spent a lot of time with the game. He messed around with a lot of the, the intricacies of the community, and
Yeah, the
some of them,
exploits.
so some people were literally giving out money to launder it because they hacked the money out. So they managed to get it in illegitimate ways. Not illegitimate in terms of the
But
in-game world, but really they just hacked the game, got like millions of money. Don't want to get caught and get cheated, and then they just okay, throw away the money. Yeah, you want some? Get some. You want some? Get some.
so basically
Okay.
Anyone get it, get banned.
the
Oh,
Elon
is it?
Musk of
They
GTA
still get
Online.
banned if they get it.
Nah.
Well, while we're reminiscing about GTA Online, I should point out that because I stay near the curve, and every
Mhm.
time there's a bank there, so there's always like the bank armored trucks that come by to change up the ATM. And my first thought every time I'm in traffic behind one of these trucks is always like, I have to be careful not to accidentally rear end this truck or I'll get 3 stars.
That sums it up.
I keep thinking like the moment I accidentally rear ended, cops are going to show up and shoot me. And
No. Please, no Pontorino. Please.
it's an armored van. Like I'm the one that's gonna get Panterino if I drive into it.
For those who don't know, Wam's car is a cute little Prius, so it will
Prius.
just crunch. It will just
Yeah.
crunch with the van there. So
I always joke that if I were a rider class servant, that would be my ride. I would summon the Prius.
That's interesting. So what else about GTA Online? So is it worth going? No, let's say you just starting out GTA 5 for some reason, despite RDR2 coming out really really soon. But say, okay, I want to play GTA 5. I want to play GTA Online. Is it worth it? Is it worth the investment? Yeah, yeah, basically.
This is really my thought. So, I should buy this fire now. Yeah, it's okay lah. Because besides the usual on the Hydra or now the
Language.
oppressors, like,
Language,
not as
language.
the jerks on the flying bikes and the oppressors, whatever. Yeah, it's actually a very nice community now. Because people semua datang go on RDR2. Thank God.
Okay, that's an interesting way to put it then. So yeah,
Yeah, because if you see, okay, before I want to explain again. If you see any of Rockstar's punya posts about other than RDR2, wait, where's RDR2? Dekat comments here, we go. So good, the jerks will be going there.
So at least the good community will stick around for a bit before they migrate or play both games.
People.
Yeah,
Probably.
play 2 Rockstar games. That sounds like a good idea.
Anything else to add? Nothing?
That's about it lah.
At least one other person here only plays one game because he puts only one thing on the docket. At least on this first half of the podcast. So Anan, so you do not play any other games. I assume you do not play any games. Don't count Overwatch. And you've played Bloodborne, and here you are. You are ready to give us an update on your Bloodborne progress.
I'm getting good.
Oh. Wow. So
Strong statement.
Almost get good.
Where are you now in Bloodborne?
Yeah, right. I just defeated the third boss. It's some Bloodstaff Beast. In Oyarnam.
Beast.
Oh yeah,
remember-
that part.
I remember fighting the Bloodstaff Beast, and I was so tired of fighting it. Like, when I got it down to a little bit of health left, I just started spamming the pistol until it
You got
died.
greedy. Oh yeah.
That's the one with they keep on when you are getting to the boss, you get a lot of fire paper, right? Or something like that.
Five paper.
Ah, okay, yeah.
5
And
or
then-
7.
And then what happened? Or did you just stop there?
Sorry.
After the boss, did you stop there directly or you proceed?
I proceeded.
Okay, that's the interesting
Okay,
part.
okay. I think we'll start with the first boss. I think
Yeah.
Father Gascoigne. Holy that guy's relentless.
Yeah, if
With
you've
his
beaten
axe.
if you've beaten Gascoigne, you are now in the minority of Bloodborne players, according to Sony.
Yeah, because the trophy for Father Gascoigne is considered rare. Like, holy shit.
Wow.
Language.
Oh, sorry. Family friendly. Cover up.
Don't worry. The audience will not hear it. I'll try to censor it out.
Okay.
Nice.
Holy cannoli.
Holy cannoli, guys!
I have the exact censor sound that I want to put. Don't worry.
Is it the Scott Pilgrim one?
I'm thinking SpongeBob.
Ah,
The thing about Gascoigne, okay, the boss thing, he's fast. But the thing I really didn't like, but it added to the experience lah. But for me personally, I didn't like, is those tombstones. Goodness gracious.
yeah,
The
he's
tombstones.
a hard tutorial on positioning.
Mm.
Yes.
You have to
And
learn how
patient.
to you have to learn how to backstep properly when it comes to Gascoigne.
Yeah,
It's
actually,
because
Especially when learn like predicting his next move set. Like second phase he already extended his X. What move will he do next? Will he jump? Will he just simple attack so that I can parry? You really need a lot of anticipation there.
yeah, it also teaches you to not do the whole Dark Souls like keep at too far a distance thing because of the tombstones.
Yes.
So when you parry, you can go in for the execution. What you're still using the axe, by the way?
I'm now using the saw cleaver. Yeah. I just use the axe for my second the second right
Slot.
hand. Yeah, second slot. I also just now got the rifle spear, but it's useless, so I don't use it now. Rifle
rifle
spear is
Yeah.
spear.
useless.
Which one is it? Is it the one that you can change and then you get a special like projectile? Is it
You
that
can.
one?
He has gun. He has gun for the second form.
The first form is just a poke, right?
Yeah. First
I'm
form is
u-
just poke.
I'm
Second form is
using that one, and that's why I stopped playing Bloodborne.
I use the axe and then now the saw cleaver. So pretty good. I bought the threaded cane because I'm thinking of maybe making a skill build. So maybe I use other weapons later. Skill build.
You should I killed Gascoigne with the Kirk hammer, yeah.
Oh, alright.
Oh, Kirk hammer. I'm lacking strength. I just need to increase my not strength. Is it endurance strength? Oh no.
It's
Is it-
strength, yes.
Strength, yeah. I'm lacking strength for that. I just need to increase that. Oh, Kirk hammer.
I love the Kirk hammer. Funny enough, I have a coat that just that arrived in the mail a few weeks ago. And so like I realized that I can use it for a kind of Bloodborne-ish cosplay. So I'm looking online now for how to make a transforming weapon.
Oh.
Ooh,
Ooh.
nice.
I'm
We have
gonna
a great weapon.
Yeah, I want to make a saw spear because I don't quite like the cleaver, but I like the mechanism. So I want to make the saw spear instead. Go to a convention and kill some furries.
Nah,
Prey slaughtered.
or,
Nightmare slaughtered.
or even better, just sit somewhere, just idle and then keep on transforming over and over. Ta, ta, ta.
Yeah.
And people will be like, oh, what is he doing? But then Bloodborne players are, I get this. This is the ecstasy I needed. The pleasure I derive from this game.
This guy made a metal like saw cleaver. And so it makes like the actual sounds when you transform it because the metal bits are all clanging on each other. It's like,
Oh, dang.
oh,
Sweet.
this should be on Pornhub, not YouTube.
Let's move from there quickly before people Google that something that we may only say as a reference. So anything else, Anan? After that,
Yeah. Okay. I got half crazy doing grinding all my blood vials and stuff at Central Yarnam, and then I
I
got
know the
half,
place you're thinking of.
and then after Father Gas, I'm like, thank God I'm out of Central Yarnam. Holy smokes, that was. I'm really thankful
Nice
I'm out
touch.
of that whole of a place now. And then
dodging.
and then I arrive at Old Yarnam, and then the nightmare repeats again. Oh my God, Old Yarnam. But the thing with Central Yarnam is that you can get to Father Gaston pretty quick. They say, okay, you died, then you reawaken. There's a shortcut there with the elevator, right?
Yeah.
Old Yarnam, you need to pretty much cross the whole shebang to get to the Bloodstarvey. I'm like, why can't you make any shortcuts there? I need to go through the werewolves all over again.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that one.
I really hate that part.
It's a good thing they drop a lot of blood gems, so I can upgrade everything I have. So it's okay.
That's where I learned to run. Like I just
Yeah,
after like the
just hug
20th
the
time.
level and just run. And then the cleric beast, yeah, cleric beast is easy. I just defeated few, like just take me 2 attempts. Cleric beast.
Mm.
I arrived at the Hypogean Gao, so I almost at the Dark Beast Pile. I almost there, but I'm not going there. Like I will just proceed through the Cathedral Ward and the
Eh?
church.
Wait, have you killed Rom yet?
No. I haven't even killed Vicar Emilia yet.
Okay, yeah. Dark Beast Pearl, you won't bump into it until after Rom, I think.
You can.
I think you can go, but
You can. Okay, after
Uh-huh.
let's say you defeat Bloodstar Beast, you can go to the Cathedral Workshop, I think. Cathedral Workshop. Go
Yeah,
down
yeah.
there, and then after you open the door, and then you get killed by one of the snatcher, you awaken at a prison or something.
Yeah,
From there
I know.
you
I
can
know
directly
you.
access. Yeah,
Oh, okay, cool.
you can access Dark Beast Pulse straight from there. But
Yeah.
I'm aiming for, I don't know. I'll just go there and get an insight so that I proceed with the Jura quest. Then I'll proceed with Pika Emilia and then Rom, and then I'll go for Dark Beast Pal something.
Oh, you're doing the Jura quest. I failed the Jura quest because I punched him off a building.
Rip.
Yes, please, Panterino.
You punted him off a cliff.
He shot me. What
Yeah.
was I supposed to do?
He gave warning nonstop and then shot with the Gatling gun. Yeah, and I got all of the NPC for the Cathedral Ward for the church. Something, yeah, for the sanctuary, yeah. I got all the NPC there. So I can proceed.
Ooh, okay. So basically, you're playing by the book, as in you have
Sort
a
of.
you have a guide
Sort-
already.
Sort of. I'm like, okay, I already have a mental guide where to go.
Yeah. Because
Then after this next stop, Forbidden Forest or something, yeah. Depends.
Oh yeah, I accidentally found a shortcut in that forest that saved my life. So yeah. Make sure to jump off lots of cliffs.
Yeah, Bloodborne is probably one of the best gaming experience I've ever had. Hands down.
You never played the Souls games before this, right?
Nope.
Yeah,
And
no wonder.
It's glorious. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Why have I deprived myself of this experience?
Yeah. Next thing you know, you're gonna spend $500 on a special edition, because that's what I did with Dark Souls 3.
oh boy. And speaking of
Okay.
special editions, yeah, we are going to transition. If you played Forza Horizon 4, there's plenty of special editions, and some of them you will get early access to the game. But now the game is out proper, but I've played the demo. I didn't play the game yet. I don't think I have the budget to play the game, but I really do want to play it because you know how there's plenty of open world races right now? Need for Speed Payback, The Crew 2. What else, Daniel? GTA Online.
GTA Online. What else lagi?
But from my recent experiences, I think Forza Horizon 4, hands down, it's the best out of them all right now. If you need to play an open world racer, Forza Horizon 4.
Yep, I agree 100%.
The thing is, when we heard the announcement, kan, is when you first hear, it's another Forza Horizon, you had that experience of, it's that video game again, but this time it's in Britain with a lot of Scott accent. Okay, that's terrible. There's a person that you keep on insisting that she wants to put you in the roster. So yeah, it's very authentically UK. I mean, even the developers' Playground Games are UK based, so makes sense. thing is, on paper, it's basically the same game. If you compare all the not feature list, I mean compared like eye to eye, just at first glance, you think Forza Horizon 3 and Horizon 4, it's basically the same game. But because I have endured Need for Speed Payback, I've tried the Crew 2, and those games are decent, but they left me wanting more. And what I experienced with Horizon 4 is something that I really, really needed. First thing is the physics.
Oh, yes.
The physics, of course, is simcade. Developers don't care if you don't call it sim or arcade. They just say, oh, the handling is fun. They aim for making the handling is fun. But how I describe it is a bit more sim, like it's closer to like Forza Motorsport, the real Forza, in a way,
Real sleep.
the real. but but it's still believable and fun to drive. As in, like compared to Payback, you have to drift. You cannot just drive like a normal car. You cannot go into corners because it's very understeer. You need to swing that back of the car, the rear of your car, very hard. Drift along corners. That's how you drive in Payback. The Crew 2 feels floaty. As in,
Yeah.
you push the left analog stick to the left, you can count 1 second and then you can see it slowly going to the left. It's very floaty. It doesn't feel precise. I mean, it's fine. It's totally fine to do that. But then, the environments in the Crew 2 doesn't feel like it suits the handling model. I mean, if you race in the streets, it's hard in a bad way. But Horizon 4 strikes the balance between these two different model, not different models. No, not striking between the two games, but between the sim part and the arcade part. You need to brake, so it's that kind of game. Sometimes you can drift, or even you can tune the cars to make it driftable. But it feels very. It's what I really wanted from a open world game. And then the second thing is they made some good improvements to the system as a whole. Like this time, unique to for Horizon 4, the first time in the series, they actually make a shared open world. As in, there will be online players joining in. Usually, you'll see ghosts of online players, but they are really not. They are driver cars, they call it, but it's basically NPC cars that suddenly has
They're
your friends.
representing
Yeah,
another player.
yeah, but basically they are not. It's just I think it's just a smoke screen. I never believe it.
It's
But
like how in Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, they had the secret bases.
hmm
And so if you played with another person, it would download their secret base into your game.
hmm
And so if you find the secret base, like air quotes, they would be in the base, but it's not actually them.
yeah, same thing.
Mm,
But at
yep.
least this time you will meet real online players. But they did not make the same mistake as Need for Speed, because Need for Speed 2015 and Need for Speed Payback has two different stories. One, in 2015, they insisted to make the game online only. They are carrying it from rivals. So the idea was, oh, when you are racing in your own race, and then suddenly you can crisscross with some other players who might be racing in their own other race. But usually it happens to be a Panterino. People keep ramming each other. It was a bad experience. And to top it off, to top with the server issues, people keep screaming, "That's Need for Speed, offline only, offline only, offline only." And then EA literally take that feedback, make Payback offline only. Now, people scream back, they wanted online free roam, online free roam. They basically want that experience. That because there are two different communities. One are the community that do car meets, that use the online free roam thing to what EA wanted. and then the other is the folks that do not want do or are getting abused by a lot of these things. But Forza Horizon 4 did the smartest way possible. They
Oh.
put in ghosts. So online players are ghosted. No Panterinos. It's simple as that.
It's kind of like in Dark Souls where you have like you can see ghosts of players like running around, I guess.
Yeah, it's basically that. That's the solution. You can see other people's car and they would not get in your way because they are ghosted. Unless you decided to party up, in which case you in the game is called a convoy. So when you are convoying together, then you can part your together lah. You can hit anybody you like lah, as long as you are in the same convoy. And speaking of that, they weirdly, because they want to make it even more social, now you can have like quick chats. So basically like Overwatch dialogue wheel kan. But this time those things are unlockables, voice lines. Not really voice line, but it's just like a pop-up say pop going here or come a race. And some of them, weirdly enough, reference very specific games. There's one quick chat that says game over, yeah. A reference to Sega Rally, I guess. And the references did not stop there. They really went all in. I mean, the event. This is not in the demo. I have to say the demo is very limited, but enough to play around, get the physics, and experience all the 4 seasons. But the whole game, there's a you say like there's showcase events where you race with view. There's like showpiece races, which is basically like on rails. And it's just more for spectacle. You race with a freaking big hovercraft that's basically 10 times bigger than your car.
I thought you were gonna say M8. I was so ready for you to say M8.
It should have been an M8, but imagine the hovercraft as an M8. They should mod the hovercraft into a big M8. Okay.
If only.
Okay, so some of the events are like, oh, you drive as a stuntman, stuntwoman, and there are references to very specific movies involving cars, which is weird. But then there's another series of events, which is basically you are teaming out with a streamer, and this streamer said, hey, I want to make a top 10 list of best racing games or something like that as a celebration of racing games as a whole. And they literally reference games. One mission is about Crazy Taxi.
Nice.
One other mission is about Project Gotham Racing, which is one of the first racing games that was the Xbox exclusive. And it's already gone now. And apparently, the streamer said, they should reboot that series, no? That's a weird not. And then, like, there's a reference to Ridge Racer, which is also weird. It's basically...
Does the reference Gran Turismo?
I don't think so. I've checked the whole list, but there are very specific games, like Outrun, there's a mention. And the event itself is also tailored to... as an homage to the games that they say. Like, the ones with Project Gotham Racing, right? That game, the feature of that game is the kudo system, where you have to string out, like doing drifts, doing like stunts, something like that, right? You'll get like points and multiplier. So, Horizon 4 has that system. So basically, rack up points. That's a cool homage. Also, there's a Warthog.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
the Halo one.
There's a Warthog. There's a You won't be disappointed if you watch see the showcase event for that. It's a good homage. So yeah, the thing is, those small things like respecting the other racing games and making the smart decisions of of seeing other racing games that have done before but make it smarter. It just makes the whole experience much more. It feels worth playing. Also, you can do the floss dance on a waterfall. Yeah, or dab on a waterfall if you want, because
What's
why
a
not?
floss dance? I need to look this up.
It's
I thought you were I thought you were going to talk about the Windows XP shutdown horn.
Windows XP shutdown. Yeah, there's a lot of horns, cosmetic horns, and one of them is basically a Windows XP shutdown. So if you punch someone, you can literally have them shut down.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's exactly what you expected. And for that, Horizon 4 deserve kudos. It's a fun game. Check out the demo on Windows 10 on the Windows Store. So that's the start of our shift into Turbo Gear Racing Engine Power Block. And the next other topics are also racing game based. And I now will shift the gear to Daniel as he provide us a post report of the Toyota Racing Drive Racing. There's a Toyota event in about GT Sport.
Oh god, the name is really long, like Toyota Drive exclamation mark Velocity Esports Series. That's the official name, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Toyota Drive! Velocity.
Yeah. That's it. Toyota Drive exclamation mark Velocity. So, last week, I went to Sunway Pyramid to partake in the Velocity Esports Series, which is like the Gran Turismo punya first esport competition outside of the Asia region. Kan? We are the first one, right?
I'm not so sure, but the first in Malaysia, confirm.
Yeah, the first in Malaysia.
First in Malaysia.
Yeah, it's the first in Malaysia. So it is sponsored by Toyota. So you got like Toyota branding and all. In the middle of the stands, like the viewing section, there is a Toyota Vios car driven by Jananik. So I don't know why.
Oh, Jana Pendapatan. Okay. That's a very inside joke there.
Yeah. So it's very professional. Like they were like, I registered there at 1 o'clock, like for my session, and they said, "Oh, if you want some drinks or snacks, we can go behind the VIP access."
Oh, nice!
Don't drink and drive though.
Don't drink and drive. Nah, they only have like fritters and nasi goreng. You know, I was like, tak apalah. So I was talking to like a few drivers. One of them was I forgot his name. I think it was Azmi or Azmi. I'm sorry if I forgot your name. He actually trained for like a week beforehand driving the Toyota Supra. Compared to me, like driving only like few days. It's okay. So it's very elaborate. It's just like an FGC match basically, because they drag us along to the main stage, and then the host, which was I think it was a Mix FM DJ, what? Okay, anyone wants to get interviewed? He says So your boy said, okay, I can interview.
Oh shoot, really? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so I think I got into the live stream for like a minute and a half or half a minute. I don't remember.
Oh boy,
So,
now
like,
I need to
so
check
they
back the
was asking
tape.
me question. Yeah, so they asked me question like, so what are you expecting? I'm just expecting 2 minutes. Isn't the fastest time was like 1 minute 57? Nah, I can only make 2 minutes. Wow, so then I said, oh, this guy is very humble. See, he knows what he's doing.
Of course lah, you're facing aliens.
I'm facing aliens, so I'm very realistic. So
Aliens.
now, the funny thing is, Anan, you should have been there juga kan?
Yeah, I should be, but I'm quite busy, so I'm not there.
Yeah, so so as we go into the driving seat, they call it like there was like these marshals and all. Oh, you have to sit here. You can drive for I don't know 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes. I don't remember.
50 minutes setup, 30 minutes.
Yeah, 50 minutes setup. 30 minutes. So we race that for 50 minutes, like practice. Oh, I think it was the first time I've driven it GT Sport on a steering wheel.
What sort of steering wheel?
So,
Do you remember?
it was the GT Trustmaster version.
Trustmaster
The ones that
TGT.
used in the PSX. Yeah, the one that was used in PSX, I think.
Oh.
So I think the
can't-
best part was, yeah.
I said I can't wait till racing tournaments use the Tronos.
Oh, oh
God.
my god. People
That one is
strapping in.
expensive.
Strapping boys, we are going here. Whirlwind. Put in on VR headset as well again. Oh.
God. That'll be interesting. So yeah, after practice we did a thing. Your boy got into TV for half a second, which was on my Instagram as well. So they
Nice.
somehow showed my face while I was driving.
Okay, I know. That's a
Okay,
good one.
so that's a good one.
At least you have like a serious racing face. Like with
Ah.
my luck, like they'd see me like checking my phone while racing.
Oh, no, no, don't do that. You want to lose a drive? Do that.
That's the thing, right? I have no chance of ever winning these things, so I would go just for the goof.
Oh, speaking about that, Daniel, based on the time results, man, any like Wam said, any goofs that participated or everyone was ultra competitive?
No, there was one in my line. There was this guy, like he was chewing gum, and
Uh-huh.
he just like keep hitting people out. So I was doing a fast line, he just blocks the way like some like basically
Oh,
Sergei Sorokin last week at at Russia, just blocking the way.
Oh.
Russia or Singapore?
Russia.
Russia. Okay. Oh, so basically the time trial is not like just one car, one
No.
session. You sharing the track.
Everyone, yeah.
Ah,
Right.
track position. This is crazy, then.
That's why
Fun
gila.
Torino.
So you
Ah.
basically got traffic problems.
Yeah,
there.
I was basically like Sebastian Vettel the whole drive down.
What the hell were they thinking?
Yeah, the
Playing
best
what?
part, I
Ping
think
pong?
yeah, the best part is
Uh-huh.
the top two fastest drivers were battling it out, and it was just blocking my way. I was like, can you guys move kan macam ayo.
Now you
Well, that was I think 158. Yeah. What?
what's your best time then? You posted?
My best time was 2 minutes. Like I said, 2 minutes. Because that's all I can manage. The fastest was 158.
Aliens.
2 seconds. 2 seconds lower.
And I
At
guess
least I got 6. Yeah, 6. Daripada the 20 tu, I got 6. So, okay lah.
6 in your group, right? 20 of
Yeah,
20.
6 in my group.
And how many groups were there? Like 4.
There was 20.
20
Yeah.
groups? That's a lot of
Huh?
There was
people.
20 riders per session. So, I was like 6. Okay
So
lah.
how many sessions then?
Itulah the practice and the qualifying.
Okay lah, but at least let's just say it here. You almost get into the top 20. You almost there, just a tenth of a second.
I was just only 2 seconds off. Okay lah.
Well, not okay. Don't say 2 seconds there from the top one, of course lah. But at least from the I guess they were 20, right? That move on to the next stage after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the winner was what's it called again? The guy, one of the top GT Sport nation racers.
The one I know is Mio who finished second, and I guess the winner was his own teammate. I believe so.
Yeah. I think
So basically
the teammate, yeah.
So basically a team 1-2 finish lah.
A Mercedes want to finish.
Didn't.
Alien want to finish.
Oh god. But it's undeniable lah. Those guys are very fast. They played a lot, so I just hope that this performance from our players is enough to at least next year make a dent into the FIA GT championships.
Yeah lah, Hong Kong was terrible. Sorry to say.
Because
Hong Kong riders.
oh boy, on that topic, because Gran Turismo has been getting the esports thing very oiled up. They already like kinked out all of the problems. I think the whole production is very smooth. Because if you haven't watched any of Gran Turismo live streams, because they have been like official races, and some of them are like the cream of the crop lah, the FIA GT Championships, which is the main selling point of GT Sport. And what they do is like for the online and the online sessions, they have like, if you are very good enough, you are the top 24 superstars, you will get into an exclusive race where you get double the points, and it will be live streamed and it will be commentated on. And it produces a lot of interesting racing, and the production quality is all well. The commentators are top notch. Commentators. Yeah, not shoutcaster.
Jimmy,
Jimon.
Can,
Marina.
can we be shoutcasters for racing games? I mean, we're family friendly, so we should be.
Oh, we
Can you last
can.
20 laps?
Probably. Just need some
Can we last
practice.
20 laps?
No,
I don't
no,
think we can last 4 laps.
They touch, Wam. They touch.
no, imagine this. Wam is the host. He'll do the interviews. Leave him there. On the box, we'll have Daniel and Anan. Anan's the color. Daniel, you have to struggle through all the on-point stuff.
So I will be Martin Brandel, Anan will be the what? David Croft.
The other way around.
I don't know.
The other way around.
Maybe Paul Di Resta.
All the rest.
And then behind the scenes, I'll be reporting. I'll be the Tech Kravitz then.
Oh yeah. You'll be the race day guy. You'll be the race day guy. Hosting race day after.
Mm.
We should do that. We should try like just shoutcasting something we know nothing about.
No.
Wrestling.
Oh.
Wrestling, oh.
No,
Wrestling game.
we can practice that though. If if you want to do like a community tournaments, we can do shoutcasting. We can try. It's totally.
Didn't we
It's,
once try that before?
but we'll discuss
yeah.
that later.
Like reminds me. I went to the what is it? The Esports Experience, SUKMA, right?
Oh yeah.
So-
the-
Okay. Put that one in the docket as well.
The impromptu casting during the CS exhibition match is so bad. I'm like, okay, I just tuned out. Like, you're just okay saying his name, his position there, what he's doing there. What? What are you doing, man? I think he's just taken as a caster instead of like professional commentator caster. Just okay. Can you do you know CS:GO? Okay, sit here, comment about the game. I'm like, okay, poor guy.
Oh god.
That doesn't paint a good look. No, to be honest, because the thing is, for those who do not know, this is the SUKMA Esports Experience. SUKMA is basically the national, what do you call it? Like the National Olympic or something. It's basically an athletic
National sports.
event. Like, I think of Olympics, but smaller scale for the country, national side. So something like that.
National side.
Yeah. So national, I'm just calling the informal national athletic event. But somehow the organizers decided to, hey, why not try esports for a while? Because the Asian Games did that. They did an exhibition, and from what I see, everything was smooth sailing. Yeah, it's exhibition. It's not like not you. The medals are just for show, not for the count. So the thing with SUKMA Esports Experience, it tries to do the same thing, but with different results. But okay, so the CS:GO thing is as it is. How about other games? Are the performance or the production okay?
I think the gamers play good. It's just that the commentating. That's my only comment. And one thing, another thing. For the CS:GO exhibition match is between TG Esports. I forgot the name. TG Esports or something, which are like really professional, like proper esports team, against team called SUKMA Alpha, which I don't know where they came from. They got stomped 16-0. That's all.
Oh.
16-0.
16-0.
16-0. I'm like, what?
And they have SUKMA in their name. Oh my god.
Yeah, SUKMA. I think they just say, okay, can any of you athletes play CS:GO? Okay, cobble them together, play against this CS:GO proper team.
I bet it's because they didn't have skins.
Boy, that's.
I watched the exhibition tournament. I'm like, oh my god, this is slaughter. This is just stomping on noobs.
But I guess it's safe to say that it's early days when it comes to organizing a national state esports event, state sponsored esports event, because this is the government we're talking about.
The government,
Mm.
yeah.
Apparently our minister of youth and sports are very keen on making esports a thing, and that has recently riled up some feathers of the non-gaming community, because we got that
God.
same conversation again. Oh, esports is not really sports. Yeah, okay.
It's the same words every year. That's the problem. That's the
Hey,
problem
wait,
I
I have definitive proof that esports is exactly a sport. You know what that proof is?
Please present your testament.
I hate it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
most 100% scientifically approved.
The
No,
one benchmark.
no question. The one benchmark test. If he hates it, it's esports. It's esports.
Not one benchmark.
Yeah.
We call it Wam acid test.
Yeah.
Yes.
First step, send Wam to the event. Step 2, judge his reaction. Step 3, record the results.
He's got findings.
Yeah, record your findings and submit it for peer review. This is also proof that FGC is not an esport, because I like FGC.
Yeah. Oh my
It's
god.
its own thing.
No. FGC is not sport. FGC is a religion. Oh my god.
FGC is a religion.
No, because shout out to Core A Gaming. Core A Gaming is one of the more, let's say, influential content creators around the FGC. He makes a lot of thought-provoking videos, and one of the latest videos is him talking about the need for community. So he basically talks about the fighting game community, and he relates it to the concept of community in general, and then he relates the community and the FGC and how religion works. Like, oh, there's a temple, such as the place where people do the rituals. The ritual here is playing fighting games. And then there needs to be a gatekeepers, as in TOs and influential members, to make sure the 10 commandments, no, what's the thing, the pillars of the community is upheld, something like that. And he went very deep, and also there's a footage of the Malaysian fighting game community in action. So yeah, good job on that, Gerald. Hey, you'll know the footage, you'll know them. It's easy to spot.
Yep. So, shall we move on to news, I guess?
Okay, don't
Yes,
cut.
we
Don't cut, because this is the news. And yeah, we are on time. This is the half. We have already almost 1 hour on the show. The news. Let's start with a very interesting announcement before we go downhill. Dirt Rally 2.0. It
the
has,
spawn of racing games.
the best thing about this is that
Until Bloodborne karting comes out anyways.
the best thing about this is that, like, a few days ago they've made a live stream, like a preview live stream showing off the game in action, and one of the community managers basically said that on camera, it's the Dark Souls of racing games. We're not taking credit, but it was said. It is canon. So what I can say about the Rally 2.0 is, yeah, they are going back to the rally roots. So it is going to be tough. It's going to be difficult. It has, like, one small detail about this that I like is that the stage will degrade over time. So basically, you know how rally has like staggered starts, right? So basically, when a rally session start, one car go. A few seconds. Okay, one more car come here. Okay, go. And then one more car go. So they take turns, but most of them sometimes are simultaneously on the track. The thing is, now the track will degrade over time. As in, if you go first on the order, you will face much more difficult terrain because it's a land not yet being touched by the tires. But if you go like the fifth or the sixth person to go into the track, then the track has been the rubbers has been laid, so it's much more, at least a better experience lah in theory. And if you're further back in the order, it will be a terrible time. So good luck with that.
Oh, I hope they replicate the one thing I like about WRC is that in some stages in the gravel stage, if let's say there is rain and the cars that started last doesn't have rain and they'll be faster. I could they do that since they are doing the degrading track thing.
Hopefully so, because it's totally in line with that aspect, because the timing of when the car goes now plays an action. It's not just a time trial. Basically, it's not just a time trial. The order plays a part. And interestingly, they have a consultant on board doing giving like consultation. His name is John Armstrong, and apparently he used to drive in WRC2, basically the feeder series. And he also just won the WRC Esports tournament this year.
Oh, okay. Now I
It's
know who he is.
it's an interesting. I thought it was just, how come he's just an esports guy? Which is weird. How come they hired just an esports guy this time around? Oh, he has WRC experience. He really did. He is a rally
Esport guy.
driver. He is a rally driver and the esports guy right now. So best of both worlds.
Basically, if Lando Norris from F2 race in the esports series lah.
Good one. Or from the GTA Academy guys like Lucas Ordonez. Yamada bro.
Yamada bro, yeah. Yamada bro.
So he's basically that sort of breed lah. The gamer and racer together as one. Hey, esports what? So yeah, last thing before we move on, people are mixed because they are not confident with what they have shown so far just yet. Like the hardcore sim racers, they are still not happy. And one of the main things they are not happy, no VR support. They really want their VR support. Really, no VR, no buy. I saw a lot in the stream. Yep. That's the hardcore.
Really.
I mean,
they really want to be immersed.
Yeah,
uh,
I watched racing racing YouTubers, right? When they use VR headset, even normal viewers like they feel immersed. They say okay, it's the head bobbing makes me less nauseous watching their session. So I think VR support is really needed racing games now.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, because it feels much more better when
it feels natural.
It feels natural.
Really natural. Even if you're not the one wearing the VR goggles, the head bob makes it really well flow.
I never thought about that. But now, I think I'll remember that.
Move on.
Which brings us to our next topic, Telltale. Now,
rest in peace.
The younger viewers of this family-friendly show, I'd suggest you skip this part because I don't think it's going to stay family-friendly for very long.
Oh no! Please.
Okay.
I'm not sure I can do the beat about the sensory part if there's too much. I'm not going to spend it.
No, it's we goof.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, so I'll give you guys the brief summary. Telltale Games, after years of essentially churning out the same game, has shut its doors. This comes months after reports of a very bad work environment in Telltale.
Mm-hmm.
And the shutdown was like with no prior warning. Like usually you have to give like 60 days notice before firing someone. In this case, it was not so much. They were fired like I think almost instantly or something like that.
Yep, and it's the usual. Oh, you have only X minutes in the office before you need to clear the office. So very
Yeah.
limited short notice.
That's a nice
200
gaming career you got there. Would be a shame if we terminate it on the spot. Ching.
Oh.
So 250 people unemployed with no benefits at all, no severance pay, now they don't have healthcare. And the worst part is, even when they were working for Telltale, they were being treated really, really badly,
Mm-hmm.
where they were and I quote the Kotaku article, in a state of constant crunch.
That's
Ooh.
crazy.
So, if you're wondering what was Telltale doing before it got shut down, it was working on the final season of The Walking Dead, its iconic game. So, a few days after the closure, they announced potential partners are looking into helping them pay for the last season of The Walking Dead. Hooray! Said people who only care about a stupid zombie game and not about 250 people who were exploited and then let go, which is what brings us to the real meat of this story. Telltale. Telltale. Like, Telltale and the fans who value the games over the employees. You know?
Yeah,
Mhm.
even though there's a good reason to get mad because not saying that too much about this, but is one point which is the game was sold as a season pass, and when when Telltale shuts down, it's basically that you won't get your full whatever you was what you say. You should have gotten
Yeah, well,
4, but you only got 2. So but some people might get angry, and they should be. But the bigger issue here is the way they shut down. So let's not talk too much about that. This is the main thing. That's
yeah, I can argue the whole point is that the upper management of Telltale sucks. That's what both of these problems have in common. They weren't paying their artists, and also they were like they sold season passes for their product that wasn't even made yet. Because I can't remember, I think it was an interview a few years ago when Telltale first started getting popular, where they were saying that each game was like coming out, like it was coming out just as it was being made, like there was no stagger, kind of.
yeah, like every
I
like if you look at the release schedule of each Telltale game from like after Walking Dead until Walking Dead final season, there's like no breaks. Like each year, like 2 or 3 games they pumped out without break. And for
Yeah.
most people, it just flew under the radar. Oh, there's a Game of Thrones game. There's a Marvel, there's a Guardians of the Galaxy game. Oh, that's neat. That's cool. And then suddenly, they shut down.
Yep. And this is all just really bad management practice. But and so thankfully the employees are suing Telltale because in the state of California you have to give 2 months notice and pay them for the 2 months. And a lot of companies have stepped up and said and offered like jobs to the ex Telltale employees, which is really cool. But this gets to our main problem, which is that the games industry needs to pay their employees properly. Like, if you don't know this, I graduated from art school and with the intention of working in video games, and that was all we were ever told was, oh yeah, don't expect overtime, don't expect reasonable hours. This should not be the culture. Like, this exploitative work conditions should not be the normal, especially where just to have some off on Twitter say video games are for kids. Fuck you.
So far,
Oh,
the censor can be done. That sounds silly to say. But also, while we stop there, I shared a GIF on in our chat, which is basically sums up Telltale. And this is one iconic scene in Tales of the Borderlands. Yeah, there's a Tales of the Borderlands, and it's canon to the Borderlands series, apparently. And it's a very good gag. You know how to explain to our audio only listeners, imagine like one guy looking at a pretty girl and he's like, haha, and then when they try to make eye contact, another girl steps out to block the eye contact with a angry face, haha, and then the first guy and then backs out, oh no, oh no, oh no, and then another guy appear from the back and then keeps smiling, and then
That's not just any girl, by the way. That's Fiona. I
Let-
think that's her name.
yeah, that's Reese, Fiona, Sasha, and Scooter. Can't you right? So Scooter, that's
Fucking Fiona is bae.
so basically Scooter keeps smiling to his crush, and then Fiona's oh no, I'm backing out, I'm backing out. Okay, now imagine those things from the start. Telltale looking at the severance, being blocked by the upper employees with angry face. Telltale backs out, and the lawsuit comes, say hello, and the upper management like, oh god, we're screwed. So yeah, that's basically Telltale in a nutshell.
This what really pisses me off is about the studios like offering to pay for The Walking Dead.
And it's actually
Because-
going. It is in talks right now. So your
Yeah,
article is actually
because-
true. In retrospect.
I mean, but yeah, I wrote it when I wrote it. It was already like that was because of a tweet they said that was going to happen. But what pisses me off is that one, the employees who work on the last season of The Walking Dead, they're not gonna get paid well.
Nope.
Like they're not gonna get paid well. They're still going to be working unpaid overtime. Then on top of that, you know who's going to make money out of this? Upper management.
oh, those
Like
suits guys.
no, community. I get it. You guys paid a season pass and you want your product, but not like this. You know? Instead, demand that all the money from the thing goes to the employees, like all the season pass money. That should be what happens. And you companies trying to get some Walking Dead money, f- you guys too. So yeah, that's my rant. This is why I got reprimanded for being a potty mouth, because I wrote an article specifically telling these people to f- off. And we're back to safe for work, Camero.
Okay. And
Jeepers, guys, that was really bad.
oh my god. Before we close the casket of Telltale, let me do one last eulogy for them. Thing is, Telltale, you did good. Walking Dead, Game of the Year, you set a new standard that adventure games can become story, narrative driven experiences. Good.
Wolf Among Us was also really good.
Yeah, but then Wolf Among Us shows the cracks in your system. It was delayed. It was getting bugs, but you keep on going to getting more IPs and keep on making the same format, but you did not fix your foundation. You did not make the big leap that you should have made by now. Like not early this year, like around June, they said that after the Walking Dead final season, oh, we'll now move to Unity instead of our very outdated engine with plenty of bugs and lost saves sometimes in the worst cases. But it was too little too late, unfortunately. But the thing is, despite all of those, despite all of the crazy crunch, despite all of those, a lot of good gems appeared in the many Telltale games. I did not care most of them, to be frank, because to be frank, I love the Telltale formula, but like any good adventure game, not good, like any good systems, once you know all the how everything ticks and talks, it doesn't feel special anymore.
I actually wrote an article about how much I dislike Telltale games because as the whole like, oh, your choices matter. I wrote a whole article like decrying it as a farce.
Mhm.
I wrote it more in reference to Life is Strange, but I made some mention of Telltale because I played like Walking Dead season 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember it. One of your earlier works.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
I don't know. Your point. I was going to say. So yeah.
Okay. So, but there are very good gems. Like there's I will not spoil it, but you can look it up yourself. In Tales from the Borderlands, since I'm talking about it that much and I'm watching people playing through it. So there's one part in episode 4 where apparently the devs are running out of money. They not running out of money in terms of oh we are trouble, but the budget is out, so they need to focus on the resources to the finale, episode 5. So
Mhm.
with that restriction, they've made a very goofy and interesting scene. That's all I have to say. It's low budget. And for some it will be cringy, but for some it is one of the stupidest and best way of using
Wait,
little money.
is this the shootout?
Yes, that's it.
Yes.
That's
That is. To be fair though, Tales from the Borderlands is like probably the best Telltale game hands down.
and it's canon, That's the craziest thing.
Well, Game of Thrones is also canon. That's what they were saying.
Really? No, I thought that was not canon, which was weird.
I vaguely remember them saying like, "Oh, it's because it's about one of the smaller houses."
Ah,
So
but like Tales from the Borderlands, totally canon. It's basically canon. If Borderlands 3 suddenly happens and you do not see some people, go back and check Tales from the Borderlands. Okay,
I want Fiona to be playable in Borderlands 3.
come on, vote
No,
Uncle
no.
Fiona.
Romanceable. Playable and romanceable. I want her to be both. I want Fiona to marry Fiona because she's the best.
Yeah, okay, so when the four of us finally play together Borderlands 3, at least two of us can play Fiona so we can
Marry each other, yeah.
yeah.
A
Two
plus.
of us, more like three of us.
Fiona squad, roll out.
As someone played the bloody claptrap because he's
Oh,
short. Okay.
Oh, so the next thing that happened was the magical week of reversal. Everything that was supposed to be impossible in video games happened.
Yep.
The first one is crossplay. PS4 is getting crossplay.
Someone finally discovered that the wall can be teared down and will be torn down, starting with Fortnite.
Tear down this wall, Mr. Sony Chev.
See Yoshida.
John
Yeah.
John Cordero right now, right? Is it SIE
I don't know.
president?
It's not Reggie, so I don't care.
No. We'll talk about him
It's not-
later. So yeah, the impossible is now possible thanks to Fortnite, and it's fitting because the first instance of a crossplay session that was quote unquote accidentally happened was with Fortnite. This apparently they made an whoopsie, we did and PS4 and Xbox One players managed to play together for a short while. And then suddenly they said, accidental error, and
Oh,
we got this conversation
epic,
going,
epic.
and here we are.
Kind of reminds you of like when you're on a date with someone and then you accidentally start having and then you're like, wait, no, we're friends. We're friends.
Whoopsie, we did
It is better than being related. Oh,
Nah, man, none of these people were Clantanis.
ouch.
Okay. And on that
God.
note, some other games that that were in the conversation of crossplay has also spoken out. Fallout 76. Todd Howard basically said that crossplay can't happen because Sony. He basically said that,
Mhm.
and now that crossplay is a thing with PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and any other mobile platforms or PC platforms, any platform basically.
Walk back.
And he said, not he said, Bethesda said, we have no plans, not yet.
Oops.
So
We
yeah,
didn't expect you guys to do this early.
it's like the what you say when people are beating that one dude, unfortunate dude, and then suddenly one guy also wants to join in the fun, pulls one punch, and then he's the one taking the blade. Everybody's no, he started first. That's what I feel about Bethesda right now. They have to put crossplay now. They've talked about it. They have to do it. And
Yep.
thankfully, Rocket League said, Psyonix, they are also one of the what you say, proponents of crossplay. Also saying that they didn't say it directly, but they are saying that crossplay is still on the way. What you say? They have a system called the Rocket ID, I think, which helps which should in theory make all players from across the platform PC, Xbox One, PS4, Switch to share a party together and play casual and competitive. Right now it's just private matches.
Nice. I'm glad we're getting crossplay. Crossplay is important. Like, I'm glad that this stupid pride of Sony, like, people will argue that I'm being too much of a Sony apologist, saying that, oh yeah, let Sony do this. Like, I was relatively easy on the Xbox One when it first launched. Remember when you wouldn't let you share games?
Oh, that's a
Oh,
terrible
God.
move.
Yeah. So when Xbox inevitably did a reversal on that, I was just like, okay, yeah. You guys, you learned your lesson. You got your head out of your booty. Yeah.
That's okay. The boot
So
you.
So, same thing with Sony. I'm still gonna make fun of you because it took you this long to agree. But good job. Good job not being as much of a doo-doo head as you could have been.
Now that's a good way to end the talk. And I can't do.
We have
I can't.
one more reversal.
Yeah, I can't do the hand snapping sound. So basically, I want to switch the topic to something
nice.
to this one. Okay, so what we wrote on the docket is Switch more generous with holding your cloud saves hostage. So we're talking about the
that's
Nintendo Online system? No. What's the service?
I can't remember what it's
It's
called.
the Nintendo Online thing.
Yeah, so Nintendo Online thing have a very unforgiving thing about cloud saves, where it was I think a week before this, if you don't pay up in a week, they delete all your cloud saves.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was not great. I think it might have been 6 days or something. I can't remember. But anyways, that was really dumb. And after a lot of uproar, because Nintendo, this is what I hate, right? Every E3, everyone's always like, Nintendo are the protectors of fun. They're the good company in the AAA industry. And I'm like, have you seen the 3DS? They region locked the 3DS post-launch.
Oh yeah, it's not on launch, it's post.
They patched it so it would get region locked.
Patch notes, region lock on.
And then what else did they do? They Nintendo is just as bad, if not worse, than other AAA companies. It's just that they have more fun with it. And so now they're literally taking your cloud saves hostage. Like, oh, you don't want to lose your progress, then pay up, Don't be late for your bill. So now they have extended it to 6 months, I think.
Yeah, 6 months.
I think that's which is a decent amount of time.
It's
Because
a generous amount.
if in 6 months you don't want to pay for your subscription, then you're probably like, you're done anyways. But 6 days was like, ugh, nasty. I never want to hear Nintendo or the good guys ever again because they're another company,
Yeah.
So that's also apparently there's a new Switch model coming in 2019. Reggie.
I'm saving my energy right now. I need to see what's the new improvements. I was the most likely thing is just a refresh update, refresh like how the Xbox One S is a refresh from the bulky Xbox One.
Better battery.
And like PS4 Slim is much more quieter than a jet engine powered base PS4.
Yeah.
That's basically a jet engine. You know that just playing GT Sport, I opened the discovery tab, which is basically this is the community corner, so you can watch the the tracks, the apparel deliveries, and then this thing is just downloading data from the internet and it's taking so much resources and a lot of noise. It's scaring me.
Yeah, I can't play Doom without it just going.
Gotta put on headphones.
Yep. I'm excited. At the very least, then the base Switch will go down in price, and I can buy that.
Finally.
We can finally review Switch games.
Please, Reggie, please. I'm not screaming your name today, please. Please drop a Switch.
Send us extra like back copies of Switches. Anyways, moving on to more patriotic news.
Merdeka edition. This should have been in the Merdeka edition, but sure. Okay, you guys take the stage. I'm just here taking a ride with it, but I guess you guys are much more eloquent and well aware of this current situation or the current trend.
So if you've been on any kind of social media, you'd have seen some art of a character called Bowsette. She's essentially Bowser, but a girl. She got them horns. She got them teeth. She got the mean attitude.
The thick brows.
The thick brows, thick other things as well. Dictionaries is what I was saying. She reads a lot. She's very educated. So like there's been lots of versions. Like now people are starting to make Rule 63 versions of other Mario characters as well. And whenever you see a Rule 63 Mario character, feel pride for a Malaysian created Bowsette.
Oh my god. Okay, so what are the things okay, when people say, "Oh, Malaysia, what do you guys do?" "Oh, we have nasi lemak, we have durian, and we have Bowsette."
Yeah.
That's the three things you can take away from Malaysia. We have nasi lemak, we have durian, and we have Bowsette.
I have to point out, it all started because it's a new item in New Super Mario Bros. For Switch. It's a crown that if you play as Toadette, the crown turns you into makes you look more like Princess Peach. So that was the whole joke, was that you could wear it to look more like Princess Peach. And Twitter user, what's his name again? AYYK something.
92. I remember that, and it's 92.
Is it AYY92?
AYYK 92. AYYYK 92. It's multiple Ys. Oh, there's a H.
Oh yeah, it's AYYK 92.
Okay, no H. AYYK 92.
Yeah.
Ayak.
Yeah.
But
Oh
yeah.
no, I cannot.
Yeah.
We gotta make sure he's credited properly. But yeah, he's the genius behind this. He posted a tweet about being scared that he's so popular now, and Japanese fans started reaching out to him and saying nice things like, you know what, people who on the Bowsette, I mean, like, you guys are bullies because the internet. I don't know if you noticed, but the internet has been depressing for the past like year.
Yeah.
And now we have a week where it's nothing but cute anime girls with tortoise shells on their back and fans apologizing if they were too enthusiastic about a character and talking about how big teeth and horns are their kink. Like, the internet's a beautiful place, guys. We just have to look in the right.
Apparently, multiple fetishes unite together under Bowsette, which is a very
Yeah.
interesting, which is a
Yeah,
very
man.
interesting development.
Furries, gender bends, and yeah. By the way, I've already seen Bowsette and Peach Yuri art. So good job, internet.
No, I do not
I'll
see any
spread that
links.
later.
Good.
I didn't save the link when I saw it, but just letting you know it exists.
I'll
Good
spread that
job,
later.
internet.
Interesting.
You cannot accept Rule 34.
But the best thing before we move to the next topic is that despite all of this thing about fan creation of Bowsette, apparently Nintendo already had the same idea. that's the that's the biggest takeaway, the best takeaway from this story because Nintendo has been keep quiet, but actually, now we know why. They had the idea. We discovered this from the book called The Art of Super Mario Odyssey. It was released in Japan recently, and in one of the pages, it's basically Bowser throwing his own version of Cappy, and he threw it to Peach, and Peach turns to Bowser. No, no, no. So basically, Bowser possessed Peach.
I thought he possessed Luigi. That's what it looked like. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll get to the bottom of
Okay,
this.
we'll need proper investigation on this topic. I'm just opening it.
Wow. No wonder Nintendo diam je.
They know.
That's expensive.
They wanted to go that way. Anyway.
Oh yeah. He possessed Peach. Yeah, that's right. I saw the green cap.
Someone in Kyoto be like, oh, finally you guys realize that.
They should invite like AK-92 to Nintendo and just sit there and talk about their fetish. And then you just have Shigeru Miyamoto like in the just crying into a pillow. Like, what has happened? Listen, man, it's been a great year for Mario. Like, he's been murdered. He got gender bent. Like every character got gender bent. Nintendo, not Nintendo. Luigi is now a ghost because he died, but he's not allowed to go to heaven like Mario did. Like, the only thing left is Waluigi.
What a time to be alive. Waluigi for Smash. Come on. Okay. Moving on to very odd news because I do not know how to react on this because it's in two parts. First part, PlayStation Plus October. Okay, so the games are not similar to the US and Europe. So basically, if you are not aware, PlayStation Plus free games sometimes, from the looks of things, a lot of times they vary between regions. And for most of the time, R1 and R2, US and Europe share the same title. And when you see it on the PlayStation blog, that's the game those regions are getting for sure. But for Asia, for R3, it's a gamble.
We have to play roulette.
It's true.
You know,
Sometimes we get it good. Sometimes we get the good games, and sometimes we get whatever it is we got this month.
Okay, so we didn't get Friday the 13th, and we didn't get what other game? Laser League.
yeah.
And
Uh,
and the weirdest thing is both are indie games. Friday the 13th, I can understand why it's not there because the game has been ceased development. They have to stop it because the Friday the 13th IP is currently being contested. So basically, trademark copyright legal battle is happening, and because of that, the developers cannot continue in any sort of development. So no more content, no new content, and since the game has not been made available in Asia, makes for PS4 at least, it makes sense in that sort of way. But Laser League is weird because it's available in Asia, but they decided not to put it there. And instead, the two headlining games are Portal Knights and Tamper. Portal Knights, I think people are iffy about it. That's understandable. But Tamper actually is actually pretty good.
Yeah. Download that.
For those who don't know, it's imagine a game like Rock Band. Rhythm, you saw a rhythm highway, and but instead of just pushing the buttons and holding the buttons very nicely and very carefully, it's violent. Boom, boom, bam, bam, boom, 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 bam, bam. And
every time you say Tampa, I think of the little rabbit from
Bambi.
from Bambi.
okay, now think of it as a beetle now, a metallic beetle. And
Nice.
the sound effects, it's not heavy metal though. It's very violent sounding booms and thumps. Which is interesting. It's a rhythm game, but it's called I think you call it rhythm violence. It's violent, but there's no blood and gore, so it's basically safe for work.
Nice.
Aha, relating me back. And I think Tampu is not yet available. Has not yet been made available in US and Europe. So basically, this is our exclusive. The Asia first exclusive. Where the value is relative.
Malaysians really love playing horror games. That's why they're pretty mad about it.
But thing is, you know how they always say like Asian horror is so better than Western horror? Why don't we have a Pontianak game? Pontianak Harum Sundar Malam, the game.
Isn't that Indonesian game that I played?
Oh, Dread Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of there. It's the Pontianak vibe. But how about the Hantu Sorok? We can make a multiplayer game about it. If you think about it, can. Because if you are hiding now, I forgot what's the mythos of the Hantu Sorok. Oh, okay. But it's possible.
Certain place don't call it hantu suruk, they call it hantu something.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Hantu sagging, something sagging.
Boleh cakap.
Family friendly.
Yeah, so for those who are interested on finding out what it is, you can Google the Bahasa Malaysia Hantu Sorok and go from there. we are not responsible for any not safe for work foundings from there. So the last part of this story is that apparently the November lineup is already leaked or teased, depending on how you look at it. Somehow some people found a link to a very official image on a very official Sony site, and it shows that the free PS Plus games from for November is sorry, grammar. What the games again? Forgot.
And Yakuza Kiwami.
Yakuza Kiwami.
Yeah, Yakuza 1.
Yeah, man. We get to. Is Nugget in Kiwami?
Oh
I can't
no.
remember.
No, that's 0.
No, you still get to customize your own car and right that toy car thing. I forgot the name.
Oh, the
Ah,
Tamiya.
the
Oh,
Tamiya
damn,
car,
slot car.
slot car
Yeah.
racing. You can do slot car
Yeah, the
racing.
Tamiya racing. Nice.
Oh, that reminds
Every
me.
time we talk about Yakuza, it won't be. Go ahead. I was just about to say about Yakuza.
Yeah, then continue your thing, because my thing kind of steers away from it.
Yeah, because if we talk about Yakuza, we won't talk about their serious crime lord in the story. We always talk about their very interesting side mini games.
Well, sub stories. You
The
know,
sub stories like I think one of my favorite is the one. Is it in Kiwami the one where they meet Michael Jackson?
they made fake Michael Jackson and fake Steven Spielberg.
We
Never
don't talk
before
about
seen
this.
results.
We never talk about the crime drama. We just talk about their side stories and the mini games because it's that good.
I'm convinced there's no actual main story in a Yakuza game. It's all the side stuff.
There is, but people don't talk about it that much.
Oh, and speaking of which, have you guys seen the new Fist of the North Star?
Yep.
Oh, that looks nice.
It's out now. It's what to expect.
It's a Yakuza game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a drink mixing mini game,
Nice.
and every time you make a drink, like it has a name. And also, it's super over the top. By the way, he goes mix.
Yep.
And then
Perfect.
That's
one of the
Yakuza.
ones is he puts the drink on the table. And goes, "You are already drunk."
Nice.
So yeah, man, I can't wait to play a Yakuza thing.
Yep.
So our last story, I assume this has Anan written all over it.
Yeah. Yeah, Deeper Sila kan. That's
Apparently.
no, but I don't. The thing is, I never saw anyone make that stupid Malay pun. I don't know because it is too obvious or they are too scared.
Apa?
Deeper Sila kan. Because the next topic is
Oh. God damn.
by all means go. So basically, I'm saying by all means, please. Yoroshiku.
Silakan.
Sila again. Okay, so apparently Razer now wants to delve into the gaming router market. What? Gaming
What is a gaming router?
So yeah, your internet access point or something. Yeah, they want to. They say okay. First they say okay. Our keyboard and mouse not good enough, so we make keyboard and mouse. Then what? Okay, your gaming laptop not good enough. We make gaming laptop now. Okay, then
Smartphone.
speaker, smartphone, and then webcam.
Oh, yeah,
and then
webcam.
capture card, and then
Mics.
okay, your internet mic, your mic not good enough. We make mic for you, Razer Seren. Now we say, oh, your internet Wi-Fi not good enough. We make for you now.
I was going to think of like something stupid that they could make a gamer thing of. Then I realized gaming chairs exist.
Yeah. We just wait for that.
Oh,
Razer's gaming chair.
Yeah,
I just realized gaming mouse pads also exist.
yes, 5.
The industry beat me to it. They took all.
they
There's
even
no
have
stupid idea left.
they have a payment system. A gamer payment
yeah,
system.
Razer
Razer Pay.
Razer Pay.
Oh my god. So
That they
yeah,
are going to propose to the Singapore government. I'm like, will the Prime Minister even accept that?
Oh, I hope they make a gamer dating app.
Soon.
Soon.
Razer's
yeah.
Razer's gate.
Okay, okay. So we have several gaming focused router access point by now, like from Asus. I think from Asus majorly. So they promote like tons of antenna. Let's say I think more than half a dozen antenna for the Asus one. Yeah. But this one is just one box. I think. Let's see.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's just one box like PS4 or something.
it looks like an
yeah,
Xbox
a lot
One to
smaller,
be
yeah.
honest.
Xbox One, yeah.
Way
Xbox One.
smaller lah.
So yeah, pretty small. they're touting technologies for reducing lag. They say, okay, you can go right now without concept of lag, and then dynamically switching between channels, high priority and stuff. So I don't know whether their claims are warranted or something, but yeah. But the thing about Razer product is I don't doubt their technologies. Okay, let's say okay, we want to achieve this. Okay, you guys achieve that. The main concern is quality. That's all. I'm
Ah, the
concerned about the
dreaded
product
quality.
quality. The quality have been really spotty, to
Oof.
say the least.
Oof.
The big oof. It's like, okay, okay, maybe this product will last 3-4 years for someone, and then it will last only 3 months for someone else with a bad customer service from Razer.
Mm,
I don't know.
I guess it's just that it can transmit more data. I guess I don't know.
Rather than more data, uh they're
Latency, is it?
promoting more on reliability and stability of the connection, because as far
Ah,
as data throughput goes, like all the current routers now are capable of high throughput, let's say 100 megabit and above. But the thing is stability, and specifically for gaming, no packet drops or packet collision or
oh god.
something like
I
that.
have a radical opinion.
Yeah,
Don't don't gamers just play wired anyways?
that's the way it
No.
should be.
No.
That's the way it should be. But yeah, the world is not in an idle place. Let's say you are in a house like 8 people. How are you going to connect 8 LAN cable unless you have a separate router? Then you need to have a long LAN cables that you crimp yourself. Okay, it's not viable.
Oh my god.
Do people even still do LAN parties like that?
Yeah, they still do.
They still do.
Most
Maybe
of
they
the gaming
play.
cafes,
Quick.
most of the gaming PS4 cafes does that.
In fact, there are
Ah,
basically a few LAN parties in Malaysia. I know there's Zotac doing it, and then
Mhm.
there's what other designer? I forgot. I think like there should be like 2 or 3 LAN parties in
Yeah,
Malaysia. Big LAN parties in Malaysia.
Mhm.
like there's
Cyber
a
Fusion.
like party. Cyber Fusion was one thing.
Okay.
Then yeah, basically any LAN parties they usually use LAN cables, because with the, let's say, when you have like 5, 6, or maybe like 20, 100 device, you are flooding the 2.4 gigahertz network. There are only like 11 to 12 channels available. You're better off with a LAN connection.
Hmm.
mm.
Yeah. So
Okay. Let's play a bit of a game. What
yeah,
product that Razer will introduce next? What new
Oh yeah.
gaming product other than gaming chair?
Ah, hold
I
on.
I have one already.
What?
Okay, you guys. Okay, I start first lah. But obviously, a razor branded razor for your facial hair needs.
For your down there needs. For your
Oh,
downstairs.
That would
I
That would
have
be
never
perfect.
seen a gamer who shaves though.
that's that's where you need one.
Oh yeah, because they don't have gaming razors. I'm stupid, I
Now,
guess.
now they will shave.
The
Okay?
razor gaming razor. Put that in the thumbnail. We haven't said anything about the thumbnail until now.
Nice.
Okay, since I have one that I don't know if gamers want this, but they sure as hell need this. Razer deodorant.
Give those to Smash players.
Give them for free.
I'm sorry, Smash players, but you guys are being the butt of the joke. You guys please shower. Please shower to going to events.
Okay, wait. I need to make a PSA here. Malaysians in general, like it's hot. Wear deodorant,
Yes.
please. Like I don't care if you think it's gay. Wear deodorant.
What people are
Wear-
what what kind of claim?
Yeah.
Wow.
I have seen comments on Twitter that are like, oh, wearing like cologne or deodorant is gay. Would you date a man who does that? It's like, yeah, I would. Like,
I'm
smells-
crying.
Go
So
go
good.
and smell good. good for your appearance. Like,
Especially if you're going to a convention.
yes.
Holy
Oh,
shit, dudes.
yeah.
If you're
Oh,
going to a
no.
convention, like deodorant that shit up. No one
Even if
likes
you had to do it
being-
in front of people, do it.
Just.
Yeah. Also, Razer dating app.
Okay.
It's gonna be like 95% dude and 5% chick.
No, I'm not going in there. No, this is a safe for work podcast.
Except for podcast.
Okay, then last. Any
Me-
ideas?
Oh, damn. Wam stole my idea.
What, the
What, the dating
deodorant?
app?
Wam stole my idea. The deodorant, God. I was thinking of that. God. Maybe. Since they are going on for like Razer phones, how about a Razer power bank?
I feel like that exists already. It
No,
has
they
to exist
haven't.
already.
No, they haven't.
Ah,
I'm surprised they don't like
Untitled
give it
Chapter.
out and like Razer power
yes.
bank for your mobile gaming needs.
They should have.
Oh,
I
it's
think
like
they will. They
it's
will.
the joystick thing, like the thing that gives you analog sticks, and it's also a power bank.
Oh yeah.
At least that's
Probably.
practical.
And it's obnoxiously green because it was too
Of
good.
course it is. It has to be.
Oh, either it's green or it's gonna have the RGB thingy.
Oh, RGB power bank
yeah.
controller. Aduh.
You can think your phone with your RGB. Oh, what is it called for the RGB for Razer system? Razer Synapse RGB.
Also, then it connects to your Razer dating account so that everyone knows not to date you because you're a
That didn't come out, but I'll put the censor part anyway. And on that note, we shall conclude the dia.log, the Gamer Matters podcast. We are shy 150, at least on my rough count. So still a 2-hour podcast, but 2-hour safe for work podcast. So
2
before
hour safe to work podcast.
we tidy things up, a quick mention, just the things that we should put on the thumbnail. Maybe not too much, just some things.
Fiona.
Okay, there's a Fiona there. There's going to be a Razer gaming Razer. Bowsette should be, no questions. The word safe for work shall be blazoned upon the thumbnail to ensure the dear listeners this is a very safe for work podcast. And
Very safe for work.
yeah.
No swearing on my religious server.
Oh my god, that you say that I have to put Pope Alex Valle then. There's a Pope Alex Valle, so yeah.
And then what else? God, what else did we talk about today?
Maybe
There's-
the Tamiya. Oh no, Kiri-chan folding the Tamiya.
Oh yeah, dramatically holding the Tamiya, the slot car, and a wall being broken by Fortnite players.
Yes.
Oh no, find Gorbachev, find a picture of Gorbachev, and then give him a Fortnite shirt. Yeah.
Okay, please write the name down for me later.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's wrap the things up. And first, Wam, please share your social links and anything related to you. What are you up to?
Hi, yeah, I'm on Twitter at Wamerol. It's Inktober. I'm doing the Lost Light Festival challenge where I do Transformers art every day in pen.
All day, every day.
Yeah, I really pity anyone who follows my Instagram not for Transformers stuff because like, well, you're gonna get a bunch of Transformers stuff whether you like it or not. I'm also on Facebook, Cruise Crusader Wamerol. I'm on Instagram, Wamerol Art. I'm on Patreon. Give me money because they just showed off the new Shockwave figure and I really want that. I'm also probably going to be told off for swearing again in the near future. Probably. So I have a. Oh yeah. In case you missed it, the whole reason I'm being so petty because I wrote an article called "Telltale and the People Paying for Walking Dead." Check that out. Yeah. That's all my stuff. Daniel.
You can follow me on Twitter at Nurakimi, Nurakimi, and I am not a girl, by the way.
Oh my god, the rule 63 even permits us. You
Yeah,
can gender.
he's Daniel.
Am I Russian?
I mean, that's close to Finland, so yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just follow me on Twitter. And this week I won't be talking about the Japanese Grand Prix, sadly, because weddings and all. But it will probably a Mercedes win. I'll hear it first. Mercedes win.
Now just do the scheduled tweets thing. Yeah, you mostly get all of them correct. Schedule the tweet ahead of time while you attend your weddings and other ceremonies. The thing like Chamber F1 did. It is totally hilarious and on point, surprisingly.
Yeah, just do a scheduled tweet. It's like, oh, Hamilton won again. Okay.
That it's basically mostly that. So yeah, Anan.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have nothing to shield except if you want to give him money, and I just pray that Toro Rosso win the Formula 1.5. Thank you.
Please.
Toro Rosso, please win. Please win Formula 1.5. For
1.5.
Suzuka.
Yeah, 1.5. That needs to clear out. And
F1 1.5.
And I have been Amirul Mekronos Ashraf, and you can find me everywhere as Mekronos, Meckronos. Later on Gamer Matters and Gamer Malaya, expect to see a full review of the Acer Predator Helios 300. We just got our hands on a apparently very fresh review unit, so expect us to give it a whirl. Also,
Do some.
yeah, do some testing and benchmark and whatnot. Maybe some streams too, if we're lucky. And also be on the lookout on this. If you are on the YouTube channel, this YouTube channel Gamer Malaya, whereby there might be a few unboxing videos. Yeah, we are going to do that thing again. The thing that brought this channel alive, and we are finally going back to our roots on doing those stuff, so check that out. Don't worry, for English listeners, most likely we'll put in English captions for you. And
this stuff.
yeah, you'll hear me speaking BM very awkwardly, but there you go. This has been dia.log, the Gamer Matters podcast. And please, just enjoy video games wherever you are. Don't play it too much, but don't worry, you'll get something out from it eventually. This has been a public safety announcement. Excluded.